friends, I am Dr. Sheikh Minhaj Ahmed, full-time pediatric intensivist at Lilavati Hospital and Research Center, Mumbai. On the eve of Birth Defects Prevention Month, we are going to talk on birth defects. Birth defects are the defects which are present right from the birth. They can be major or they can be minor. They can be functional or structural. So major defects are the defects which are present right from the birth. The minor are mostly cosmetic in nature. The spectrum of birth defects includes practically every organ system, right from the brain, where we can have anencephaly, that means the brain altogether is not been formed, or microcephaly, that's small sized brain, or macrocephaly, that's the large sized brain. You can have a problem in the eyes in the form of small sized eyes or other eye problem. We can have the problems in the neck, that's cystic hygroma. We can have the problems in the spine or neural tip defects as meningocele, meningomyelocele. We can have the limb abnormalities as small limbs or the finger abnormalities as polydactyly, that's more than 5 fingers, or syndactyly, that is fingers which are attached. These are the external abnormalities. We can have birth defects which are internal. They are like heart defects, which we say congenital heart defects, which are present right from the birth. We can have defects in our GIT system, that is gastrointestinal system. We can have defects in our sexual organs, that is called as ambiguous genitalia. So this is the spectrum of defects which are major in nature. The minor defects may be like some cosmetic defects. Say for example, small ears, that's called as microtia. So these are the spectrum of birth defects. What is their incidence? The reported incidence of birth defects is around 2 to 4%. This is more seen in stillbirth babies. Some birth defects, they present early. They can have early life-threatening events. Those birth defects have to be addressed early and comprehensively. Say for example, we have a birth defect called as tracheoesophageal fistula, where you have the defect in the trachea and the communication with the esophagus. So this requires early identification and early intervention. This kind of birth defects are to be addressed at early age groups. Some birth defects like the cosmetic defects, so for example club foot, and those are the things that are addressed at later age group based on the severity of the illness. So how to prevent it? The prevention of birth defects depends on, again, factors. So for example, certain birth defects are genetic. There we cannot do much. But environmental factors which are modifiable, as the age of the mother. Nowadays, because of the career oriented, the mothers are going for late pregnancy, late marriages and late pregnancy. So advances of the age, the increasing age predisposes for congenital malformations and birth defects. We can have the marriage at appropriate age. Then exposure. Certain exposures are becoming common in society these days. So for example, smoking, alcohol, all these things have effects on the growing child, growing fetus. So those exposures can be reduced to minimum or to none. Exposures to infections, certain infections which are there when the child is inside the mother's womb. So this is modification or modifiable factor which can prevent the birth defects. So friends, the birth defects are very much preventable. Not all, but many. We can think, we can act, and definitely we can bring down as much as possible where we are able to bring down the birth defect. Thank you friends. For anything and everything, we are there at your service at Lilavati Hospital Research Center, Mumbai.